Coach.
Well, I'm disappointed that we lost. I think, you know, if not for a loose ball here and a loose ball there, a little bit of bad luck, you know, they made a couple more than we did at the end of the game, but our guys competed hard. And like I've told you many times, as long as we compete hard and we play the right way, we're going to win more than we lose. I know that.
Keith, did you think that you might come out a little bit rusty, and did you come out rusty to fall behind by that amount? But you seem to come back though.
Well, Dave, I think there hasn't been a team around America that's been very good after the pause for the most part. I'd say 90% of them haven't been very good. But I was impressed with our competitiveness. You know, we could have folded the tent when things went poorly for us, but we got our emotions a little bit under control at halftime and played the right way. And we got good efforts from our young guys and our old guys. We're right there to win. I mean, you know, I felt like we were going to win the game.
Is that as good as you've seen Mike Hughes play since you've been here? I mean, he's just played unselfish again and still ended up just racking up numbers.
Well, Mike's the most underappreciated player in this league. So, you know, people could say whatever they want. They may not like the way he acts or his emotion, but he's a winning guy. I think any team in this league would like to have him on their team. So it doesn't surprise me. He's been really competitive. He's been a good teammate. He always plays the right way. And then, you know, he twisted his ankle, came back in. So he wants to win.
Keith, it was good getting Maceo back today. Just what, with the conversations that you and him had, made this, in his opinion, the right time?
Well, he was ready probably, you know, a couple of weeks ago, but then the COVID hit. So he's been happy. He's been practicing well. You know, he knows how to play. I'm just glad he got out there. It's good for him. I'm glad for him.
Also, Ryan Murphy did not play tonight. Is that still related to the inner circle? Is that can't disclose, or is there something more to that?
There's nothing to it. As a coach, you just make decisions based on what you think's best for your team. And we've shortened up our rotation and just decided to go the direction we've gone. So it's not fortunate for him, but I don't coach very well when I think about anything but winning. So, like, again, I feel I have a son that plays and I played. And so I feel for anybody that doesn't play, but I can't think like that. But he's done a good job in practice. He's had a good attitude. So I really don't have any complaints.
Keith, you know, you did mention in this interview that you're happy and pleased with how they came back, but can you take that a little step further in terms of comparing what you felt like going into this? You've talked about teams everywhere having trouble with the COVID. Now you're sitting here now. You almost won the game. I mean, do you feel like you're a little surprised and maybe more pleased than you can imagine with this outcome? I mean, short of a win?
Well, Dave, look, so I'm too competitive to ever be pleased with a loss. But by the same token, you have to be a realist. And had we not made as many defensive mistakes as we did, I felt like we win by 10. We had a good plan. Our guys knew the plan. We didn't execute it very well. We're not winning many games that go into the 40 at halftime. You know, we went into the game knowing that we had to punk them physically. And if it was a finesse game, they were going to win, but we were going to win we were going to be Pittsburghers, you know. So, you know, we knew what we had to do. We didn't do a great job of it the first half, for most of the first half, but the second half we did a much better job. And we almost had to score down in where we needed it. But, you know, if not for a loose ball, loose ball rebound, Gilliard's three, and, you know, a couple bad breaks, you know, we kept putting them at the line whenever we took the lead. So that didn't help either.
How spurty was
that? Was pretty diplomatic, wasn't it?
Very. To go back to the question, you had a couple of guys in foul trouble, namely Dre, namely Marcus. Was that just COVID? Was that just placement, inconsistency? What do you attribute that to? Is it the 18 days off?
I'll watch the tape and let you know. I don't know. I mean, it was a physical game around the rim, I'll tell you that. You know, they're big and strong with KO and Golden. We're big and strong. Dre Harris doesn't play like a freshman, though. He does a lot of good stuff. He's not scared.
Did you notice a change in the attitude of your team when Hughes came back from rolling his ankle?
Well, I don't know, but I know one thing. We have a much better chance to win if Hughes is in there versus when Hughes isn't in there. So I'm sure our guys probably felt a little bit better. I know I did. But I knew he was going to come back in. I don't know why, but I know him. I've been around him for 5 years now. Like, he'd have to be near dead not to play. That's just the way that guy is. Anything else?
Yeah, one more, Keith. You talked yesterday about the schedule changes. Since then, there's been another game added, so now you're going to have another 2 instead of 1. Just how much difference is having that extra game in a week going to help the guys moving on?
I think the games help us. I mean, the more we play, the better we've already shown that. The better shape we get in, the better we play, the better our big guys are. So I think the games help us. We need to win some going in. We don't want to go in not winning. And, you know, LaSalle and Rhode Island. So for us, we're going to play the same no matter who we play. It's obvious, right? But I do know this. Most of the teams in the league really don't want to play us, most of the good teams, because we're tough out and we're strong as hell, right? We're one of the most physical teams in the league other than St. Louis. So, like, you have to be prepared for a wrestling match when you play us. And then we're bigger on the wings now, too, which makes us even better, you know, defensively. And we did have a great night defensively. I think part of that was the 18-day layoff. We just made some mistakes. And part of it is they're really good on offense. You know, it was a battle of strengths, really.
How do you think you handled that offense overall? I mean, you know, it was a tough way to start back against a, you know, Princeton type offense.
I mean, we made too many mistakes early. Like, we went into the game just making sure we didn't give up layups and threes and free throws, and we didn't do a great job with those 3. We knew the 2s weren't going to beat us, but you can't give up layups against that. Now look, he's a true Princeton guy. This isn't some guy that's, you know, copying Princeton. He played at Princeton for the old man, right? Pete Carrill. So he knows it better than anybody. So we knew it was going to be hard. And even if you have a very disciplined, mature team, it's hard. We had a stretch where we were really good against it. You know, when we came back all the way back and took the lead, like, they had their issues, right? But we had a couple stretches where we weren't very good. And even the play that Gilliard got fouled on, it was a sprint out from a ball screen. We knew they were either going to run that or they were going to run handoff or fake handoff, and we still got beat on it. So that's the frustrating part for me. Like, I've studied that guy. You know, we practiced hard against it for a lot of the year because I know you can't do it in a week. It's a hard deal. So I'm a little bit frustrated we didn't do better, but then there were times we had 4 freshmen out there. So those freshmen have done a hell of a job. I told them in the locker room, that's probably the best freshman class that I've ever had as far as just competitiveness, you know, just really, and getting better at certain things. You know, they really got better defensively, which I give them a lot of credit for.